Hi there, Billy Tarasio with Modern Law, and your tip of the day. Can your ex secretly record your conversations and use them against you? What about you? Should you be recording conversations that you have with your ex? What about your children? Should you be recording conversations that you have with your children or that your ex has with your children? Are any of these things illegal? Are any of them admissible? Can you get yourself in trouble? What about videos in the home? These issues come up all the time in family law. So let's take them one step at a time. Number one, whether or not you are allowed to record a conversation is dictated by both state and federal law. In Arizona, we are a one party consent state, which means only one party, the person recording, can consent for the conversation to be recorded. Now, that is not always true if both people aren't in the same state. And the question really comes down to whether or not there's an expectation of privacy. Then there's ring cameras or cameras outside. Are those allowed to record both video and audio? And the answer is usually yes, because when you're pointing a camera outside, there's no expectation of privacy outside. So if you're in public and you're talking and people like a ring camera or other people can overhear you, then there's no expectation of privacy, and those videos will likely be admissible. Another issue that we have is, okay, so just because you have a recording, should it be allowed in court? What if it's fake? What if it's doctored? And if you have something like a ring camera, then it's very unlikely that it would be doctored, because sort of a chain of custody issue. If it comes directly from Ring, they're in the business of monitoring, and so their camera footage is likely going to be a lot more valuable and authentic. Now, recording someone inside your house, let's say you have a husband and a wife, and the the some party wants to record what's happening inside their own home, let's say to catch a spouse cheating or whatnot. Are you allowed to do that? No, you are not allowed to do that. So everyone within their home has an expectation of privacy. It's one thing if you're having a conversation where you're saying the things you're saying. It's another thing when you're, changing or, using your home, however you use your home. It's not really allowed you're not allowed to record or spy on people within their own home, even if you also live there. Should you record your children? In Arizona, it's very interesting. Not only are we just a one-party state where only one party has to consent to recording, we also have very relaxed rules in family court. So if you do not want recordings used in family court, your lawyer should file what's called a notice of strict compliance in order to keep these recordings out and to demand a higher level of scrutinization of the evidence before it is admissible. Because the truth is, in Arizona family court, recordings are used all the time, and they can be very damaging, and they're generally deemed to be reliable and true. Now, if I'm somebody's attorney and they are introducing recordings, I'm going to do a couple things. Number one, I might file, if those recordings are not helpful to my client, number one, I might file a notice of strict compliance. Number two, I might also demand discovery of all recordings. So you can't just give me some recordings. I now want all recordings. And if I can find evidence that you've destroyed or deleted some recordings, then you've destroyed evidence, possible evidence in family court, and can be in trouble for that as well. So it's complicated. The fact of the matter is, deciding whether or not you should record is complicated. But if you can get a domestic violence incident on camera or on recording, you should do it every single time. If you are worried about your safety, we've had cases where people are walking around the house, swearing, screaming, destroying things. That is absolutely evidence you want. And I would say in that case, always, always, always record. It's a little different if you're talking about routine conversations where you're hoping to cash in admission. It is legal in Arizona. But you need to also assume that you are being recorded at all times. So there you go. This is clear as mud, right? If you have specific questions about your case, reach out to us, let us know, and we will see if we can make the mud a little clearer. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any tips of the day, and we'll talk to you soon.